Join us for a review of the BMW X3 plug-in hybrid. Let's go! In the front here, the BMW X3 has a wide double kidney, also with adaptive fins on the inside that only open on demand for more air cooling. Then a very interesting color for today called Solar Stone or Sonnenstein in Germany, but I have not found it on the US configurator yet. But I mean, it's all leaving the works in Spartanburg, so just ask for it. Who would be you as customer? Just say Thomas has told you. Then in lower part, this is the Model M Sport, so we also have sportier lower spoilers right there with bigger air intakes. The length is at 4.71 meters, 185 inches or 15'4", and today we have 19-inch wheels on winter tires. Also with the Model M Sport, you can see here painted wheel arches. The M Sport model gives the visual pack in the sportiest possible way, but not connected then to the drivetrain. And in the rear we can see the modern tail lamp design, X3 badge right there, real exhaust tips, so no job for the Autogefühl fake exhaust police here today. And here the plug-in hybrid drivetrain for the 30e is a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo petrol engine, 292 horsepower total system output, 6.1 seconds is the acceleration figure to 1 kilometers or 62 miles an hour, and the pure electric speed is around 35 kilometers an hour or around a little bit more than 80 miles an hour. Above that, also with the combustion engine drive then combined, but of course you will try to drive it as electric as possible if you can recharge frequently. And charging of this 12 kilowatt hour battery is right here, driver's side, and projected pure electric range about 40 kilometers or 25 miles. Yeah, this brown animal skin interior doesn't fit at all to this vehicle. Not sure about this configuration, but the good thing is also for the X3 PHEV and also for the other models, black or beige sensor tech is available, so the animal-free leather alternative which is high in quality. And probably I would go for the beige sensor text than here. That would be a great mix, definitely. Or if you just want the classic, go for the black sensor tech. And in the German or European markets, you can also just get a black fabric here, which is also best for breathable functions in summertime. And getting inside here, the X3 has this upright seating position. You already feel like in a normal grown-up SUV. Steering wheel, very smooth function that shows the build quality of this vehicle has been improved bit by bit. Also happy with that. Interior overview, a clean and simple layout. Nice brushed aluminum style here. Soft touch dashboard. There's the sensor tech dashboard also with stitching right there. Starts up button is here. Option, you can also get the latest BMW Live Cockpit Professional. Left side 12.3-inch instruments. Right side this 10.25-inch screen with the latest software. Now also below the BMW X3. Nice is also that we have here still a manual volume knob and also manual climate unit. The digital instruments are very clear to read. They also adapt to the driving modes. This is, for example, in the sports mode, and also the combustion engine goes on. And you see here, because the RPMs go counterclockwise, you have in the middle part then, for example, space. Head-up display is a good addition. Nice option, speed, also allowed speed, and GPS info when you have a route set. Now the infotainment system detail, here the map. This is powerful enough, you see, very responsive. They really put a CPU in there that is powerful enough. Here we have the optional Harman Kardon sound system with the surround sound, and it's a very nice sound, very crystal clear, really nice. Oh, and Solar Stone does fit to the exterior vehicle color. I said it was called Solar Stone, the vehicle color. Was that a coincidence? And getting in the rear, here you have still enough legroom also for tall passengers in the rear, no problem. However, if you think about the BMW X1, you would have the same amount of legroom because the X1 has a shorter hood, only 4-cylinder engines. This is a 4-cylinder PHEV engine here today, but here you could also get a 6-cylinder. That's why the hood is longer. Decent seating position here in the rear. You also don't have a compromise because of the plug-in hybrid drive. Still enough headroom. As for the trunk area here for the 30e, you lose a little bit of height right here because of the battery. There's a cover right there. Then you can see here also this cabin trolley would fit in a vertical way. This is a bag for a charging cable because you need this one kinda, because here underneath there would be the second charging cable, then here for the household plug. Welcome to Thomas's Driving Lounge with the BMW X3 plug-in hybrid. And this is a very interesting drive, I can tell you already right now, because recently we've been driving the all-new iX3, the all-electric X3, and so we can also compare it here. And of course I also have the experience then with all the other combustion engine models here of this car. And good thing about the X3 in general is always upright seating position, a grown-up SUV feeling, more SUV feeling than you would have in the smaller X1. But then again, you're not as big as the X5, so you can maneuver a little bit better around city traffic and so on. 19-inch wheels mounted here today, together with winter tires. The standard suspension also for this car, which is in comparison to the adaptive suspension rather firm, so I would always advise to go with the adaptive suspension. This one here, the Model M Sport. So overall I think the suspension quite sporty on this tone here. For me a little bit too sporty. It's not bad at all, of course, but I think the adaptive suspension with the normal comfortable setup then would be the best choice for this very vehicle. All electric drive, yeah, about 40 kilometers, 25 miles, something like this. And I'm also driving all electric at the moment. I've set it to the automatic hybrid drive, so the car decides for itself in which driving mode we are, and when we are rather rolling, not accelerating hard, it's also remaining in this electric drive here, especially in the city. And if you have a route set, for example, where you know, the driving goes on a longer motorway journey or something, then also the combustion engine would, for example, be preferred. As for recuperation, when I'm just leaving the throttle, there's not such a harsh recuperation, but I can see it's going in this charge meter here, so there is some notable recuperation. And if you want more recuperation, then you would hit the brake, and the brake pedal then just applies the normal brakes if you want even more braking power. So you can also switch the driving mode here with an eDrive mode, and you could go to the Max eDrive. This is always keeping it in the electric drive then, unless you really floor it out for safety reasons that you can still accelerate. Then the second one is this charging battery mode, so the car can charge the battery from the combustion engine. So this is possible for emission zones, for example, when you want to use the eDrive later. Most cases, of course, not that useful, and it's also not in a very efficient drive. We have a very soft steering feel, but doesn't have a dead zone area, so something is always happening. Comparing to the all-electric X3, this one here, you do feel the difference. In the iX3, the all-electric one, where you have the big, heavy battery pack in the bottom of the vehicle, that went so well along with the vehicle, so it brought the center of gravity that low that it felt like a completely different vehicle. It felt so much sportier, although it had so much more weight. That was red, no problem. So the all-electric one does drive better than this one, no doubt about that. And of course has more electric power. Here at the moment, I'm putting it to the Max eDrive mode, acceleration from 40 kilometers to, let's see, all electric, and I'll try to keep it in the electric range. And that's 80. So you can still accelerate substantially with the electric drives, no problem. And in the city you get along anyway, that's also no problem at all. But if you want the harshest acceleration, then you need both drivetrains. And this was also was really keeping the throttle to a point where I could see the maximum power output of this e-drive train. That's it. And as soon as I pin it down a little bit more, then I can show that to you like this. Blop. Here, and then you hear the combustion engine hops on. So I feel there's a threshold in the throttle pedal. Now we're going back to the sports mode. And the bad thing here about these instruments is when we keep this beautiful shot here, the steering wheel is directly blocking the speed. Therefore I will just tell you the speed right now. That's an easy way than unmounting the camera and so on. So we start at about 50 kilometers an hour. We can go a little bit slower. Like, let's say we start at 40 kilometers an hour, and then we'll accelerate it out. Safety first, let these cars pass. You shall pass. And then let's go. We stop here when it was 170 kilometers an hour. So in the sports mode we also have, due to this sound actuator, a nice sound on the interior and good acceleration here. Again, you can compare it to the almost as strong pure 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol engine here for the BMW X3. And good noise insulation once again at 150 kilometers an hour. Lane change here at higher speeds, a little bit more resistance in the steering wheel. Yeah, very nicely done, keeping calm and collected. And now to our conclusion for today with the BMW X3 30e, the plug-in hybrid version. Exterior-wise, I think a very classic design, beautiful SUV, and this solar stone color here. I mean, it's a very unique one, and I really like it. It gives so much brightness, especially here in this darker winter times right now. Then also with this bigger double kidney in this new generation. Other than that, you don't see that's a plug-in hybrid from the exterior. Why would you? Interior, nice styling. It's a good compromise between infotainment, modern stuff, but still easy to handle, control knobs and so on. So I think a very good interior setup, and you also have enough space and also good animal-free sensor tech materials available, as well as fabric seats in the European or German market. Driving-wise, a very balanced handling. Also here for the plug-in hybrid drivetrain, the best would be to get the adaptive suspension for BMW X3. That's the most fun and also best balance between sportiness and comfort. The BMW iX3, the all-electric version, drives even better because this lower center of gravity and this more electric power brought so much fun to me. Now the best version of the X3. However, this one here, a compromise in between. Other than that, I mean, the 3-liter 6-cylinder is such a great engine, the best combustion engine at BMW, that this one is also quite tempting, but also quite expensive. So at this moment, I think I would either go good charging infrastructure, go with the iX3, no charging infrastructure, take the 3-liter 6-cylinder, if money doesn't play a role. However, if you have some governmental benefits and so on and tax advantages, then the plug-in hybrid can make sense. Or if you have, you know, this driving profile that sometimes you want to go for a longer journey and use the combustion engine, and during the week, for example, you just use the electric drivetrain and commute all electric during the week, then also the plug-in hybrid would make sense. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you liked our insight. Tune in next time.